What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? And welcome to another one of my weekly Forex and crypto analysis. I really do appreciate it. And before we go ahead and get started, please don't forget, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, show some love for us so that we can be able to grow fast at a faster rate so that we can be able to help everybody else out with our analysis. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get this over with. So first, y'all know how for those who are returning, for those who have watched my analysis in the past, y'all know how I do it when I usually say that, oh, I'm going to have it so that I'm just looking at the fundamental analysis, right? I just look at the news, see what news events are going on so that I can be aware of any type of high volatility or high impact news. As you guys can see here, all I have is red flag or red folders, which means that the impact is high impact. There is low impact, medium impact, and no impact news, but I only look at the high impact. So Monday we have at 9 a.m. for the US dollar PMI, 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have Australian dollars with the cash rate statement and the cash rate news. 4:45 p.m. Central Standard Time for the NZD, we have the employment change and unemployment rate. Wednesday, we have November 3rd, 7:15 a.m. Central Standard Time, we have ADP non-farm employment change. 9 a.m. USD, we have ISM services PMI, and 1 p.m. we have the FOMC statement. You really want to watch out for this FOMC statement. I usually like paying attention to what the market is doing during the press conference and not the statement itself, because then after what's said about the press conference is what usually the direction the market may go, right? Thursday, all day, we have OPEC, JMMC meetings. That's for oil if you are a oil trader. And then 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, we have GBP news, a whole bunch of GBP news, asset purchase facility, monetary policy statement or report, asset purchase facility votes. Like, there's a whole bunch of news for the GBP on Thursday, so that's definitely something to watch out for. And then Friday, 7:30 a.m., we have, of course, the Canadian dollar and the US dollar. Unemployment rates for the unemployment rate and employment change for the Canadian dollar, and NFP, unemployment rate, non-farm employment change for the US dollars. That's definitely, this week is NFP, so you definitely want to watch out for the market for some volatile moves. But speaking of volatile moves, let's go on over to the charts. Let's see what the DXY did. So I had remembered last week, I was saying that I wanted to see the DXY come to this buy box and then end up pushing to the downside. Then end up pushing to the upside, because I was still feeling bullish on it, right? That's what I have, this bullish flag here. Let me go ahead and hide this fib real quick so you guys can see it better. And if you guys hear anything in the background, it's just people all over my house. But so yeah, like I was saying, we do have price pushed from the downside pushed to the downside from that high, then it went bullish. But after seeing this huge engulfing candle, to be quite honest with you, I'm not so certain if we're going to get a retracement on the DXY. I did say, and I'm going to acknowledge this, I did say that from this bullish move right here, that, if price comes back into this area, it might start to retrace. But I was also saying that there's these equal lows that are down here, and price is still in that overall big buy box area. So with the likelihood of price pushing to the downside before pushing up definitely exists. But I was looking more for this swing and for price to push to the upside, that's exactly what it's doing. So from at this point, and it's broken through this small supply zone that price was holding at right here, that would have been a nice sell. Anyways, what I really want to see at this point, wherever the DXY is going to stop at, the retracement would be what I would be searching for, really, on the lower time frames. I wasn't able to get into Euro USD for the swing, for the swing sell for EU, unfortunately. But overall, after this big bullish move, there's no way I could look at it and say that, oh, I think price is gonna go bearish. Like, look, I mean, just looking at the daily candle, the thing is huge. Like, it's definitely a bullish engulfing. So we get that retracement. That is what I'll be looking for, a buy opportunity. I'm not looking for any sells on the DXY. So meaning USD XXX pairs. I'm looking for buys, and XXX/USD pairs is what I'm going to be looking at for the sells. So the likes of EU, GU, all that stuff. Looking for sales on those. I'm sorry, I'm trying to put oils up because I like setting the tone for when I'm doing this. I'm gonna put iced lemon, so little. Oops, that was loud. Little lemon. I don't know if y'all can see that. Y'all definitely cannot see that. It's too dark up here. So give me a second, y'all. There we go. I was putting like 5 drops up in there in my humidifier. It's just a little humidified thing. So anyways, so yeah, I'm definitely looking for like EU, GU to drop, and then I'm looking for UCAD, UCHF, UJ. I'm actually gonna take a look at USDJPY. I was looking at it over the on Friday, so I was definitely looking at that. Let me go ahead and check onto arbitrage, because this is something I didn't check out. Weekly time frame. Oops, let me go ahead and put that back. Weekly time frame. Not necessarily hold. I mean, it's been holding at this upper danger zone, and so it's gone bullish. So I do expect it to kind of keep going to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if 95.500 got hit within the next 2 to 3 weeks, or even possibly sooner. I won't be surprised at all. Daily time frame, it had faked out, making as if it wanted to go bearish, but that's why you wait for confirmations, right? Because we never got any confirmations to sell, and so price ended up still always bullish, right? And it's above the RSI line. 4-hour time frame, yeah, this sell that happened right here, I would have never played on that, quite honestly. Like, that's just part of my rules. And the 1-hour time frame, yeah, it's just bullish. So overall, nothing really to see on arbitrage quite yet. If we do get the retracement, it's probably an arbitrage play that I would look for, rather than trying to play it off of actually I played off of technical analysis. Well, definitely after a bearish big move like this, because like I was saying, I'm looking for the sells on the on EU and stuff like that. Because look at this big, huge wick that price left up here at 0.71. I had that marked up for quite some time now. And then the big bearish move that it had as well. I'm definitely looking for this thing to sell. The only way that I would try to get into the sell though, is I need to wait for the retracement. Whatever retracement this thing does. So let me take this fib. Grab that and then grab this. So what I would be looking for really is damn, that played out really nicely. For price to, it pushed to the upside, it broke down. What I want to see now is a retracement and then a continuation. I do have my doubts though for that the retracement before a continuation to the downside. I have high doubts. And again, I was saying the same thing over here, guys. Like, off of this demand zone, price pushed to the upside. It did that pretty nicely. I don't know why I didn't trade that. And again, like these equal highs over here, I was saying that, yo, all I see is price really climbing to the upside and pushing back down, which ended up doing so. Again, the reason why I feel like this is not going to happen is because after this bearish move, probably is going to retrace, come up over here, and then end up falling. But overall, I am going to have to wait for the likes of one. Actually, you know, I'm going to put this fib. Nah, never mind. I'm going to have to be definitely waiting for 1.16464 in order for me to try to get into a sell on this. So I'm going to go ahead, set that alert. And that would be the play for me. Like we already got this drop for 1.16895 hard for it. Now the retracement, if price does it, is what I'll be looking for. And arbitrage, it's not going to give us any type of plays right now. After a bearish move like that, it doesn't usually give us plays until the retracement starts to play out. Daily time frame never called for the buy. That's another reason why I wasn't really looking for buys either. And price is just looking like it's rejecting off of the lower danger zone and wants to keep pushing to the downside. So there we have it for EU. EU, I am definitely more bearish than bullish, quite honestly. AUD USD, I'm gonna put this away real quick. So AUD USD, this was one of the opportunities that I was thinking that price was going to play off of, but I'm like, you know what, it doesn't look that great. I had ended up getting out early once price broke through these equal highs, because that's something that I'm always watching out for. And I was saying that I wanted price to break out, retest, or break out to the upside, come back down, then do a retracement, then push to the downside. It's done that. So that's a pretty good sign for me for this to continue selling. But let me get rid of all this right here. Gonna also hide all this stuff because I am in a sell. I am in a sell, right? But this was a sell that I had given to those on next wave and DeFi domination. Oops, what am I doing at AUD USD? I'll go over that once. But I had mentioned this short position. Oh no, not this one, sorry. This short position last week, and I said that I'm looking for swing sells. So price really hasn't really gone that anywhere like that much. It's only been like consolidating up. It acted like it wants to go bullish, but it's still remaining bearish. It's still holding at that 78.6 level a little bit, but I'm not really feeling that comfortable with price here. Not really feeling that comfortable, but I'm still gonna hold this because I mean it's still a pretty solid play in my book. So I'm gonna still hold this long-term swing sell on AU. There's also this big, where is it at? This buy that I'm in. The stop loss, my entry is at 0.72032. I'm just hedging this. I'm still hedging this, and I'm still gonna look for AUD USD to push to the downside a little bit before potentially it keeps going up. But I'm not against the sells. So going on to the 1 hour time frame. Well, hold on, let me actually look at the daily candle real quick. So the daily candle isn't as a bearish engulfing. It's not even a bearish engulfing at all. So it's just a bearish candle. It's nothing too crazy. But overall, what I would like to see on AUD USD would be something like this. Because I mean, at this point right now, for the bullish move, don't get me wrong, this can definitely be what goes on. Price has already hit 71%. It could definitely go bullish from here. My price is currently in an uptrend, so don't let that get past you. But what I would probably want to see before a real push on AUD USD happens is price come up to 0.75396 and then continue on to the downside. That's one thing that I'm seeing is a possibility. But as long as price holds underneath this 1 hour 50 EMA, I'm gonna just stay in the sell. You know? But overall, 0.75396 or 0.75400 basically. There. 400. That doesn't look like a bad possibility for a push to the downside on AU. Now there is one thing though that I always notice, right? I always notice that when the US indices are going bullish, then AUD usually has some bullishness to it as well. That's just something that I've showed that in the past, where I've done a comparison of the charts, and you can see that the S&P and AUD, they do usually go in the same direction, like on the lower time frames, not bigger picture wise. On the lower time frames, you can see what S&P is going bullish, same thing as AUD. But like I said, as long as price stays like this, inside this little sell box that I have, that it's clearly not valid. So I'm gonna actually get rid of that. What am I doing? I don't want to hide it. I want to delete it. Right. So overall, I feel like if price does go bullish and it reaches at 0.75400, if it doesn't hold there and it keeps going to the upside, then it's gonna just keep going bullish, right? So that's something that I'm definitely watching out for on AUD, but I like the sells overall. If price can sell from here, that's cool. And again, I've sent that trade out on DeFi domination and to next wave. So let's see what happens with AUD. I'm gonna go over to arbitrage. Actually, I forgot before I continue. So weekly time frame, still holding at that RSI line. So that's something that's a big place where I'm watching for price is going to reverse. Level Pro and Arbitrage Z, they are over ground zero, so that's something that I'm like watching for, you know what I'm saying? But daily time frame holding at that second deviation, but it's still very much bullish. 4-hour time frame, it may be trying to set up for a sell. This is what I had for last week. I wanted to break out to the downside, retest, and then a continuation. I still want the same thing, so I'm still being patient on AUD. And the 1-hour time frame, I would not play this right now because it's just consolidating, but it's like moving upwards slightly as well. So not really a fan of arbitrage on the 1 hour. That 4-hour time frame is what I'd be really watching out for. In fact, hold on, let me actually come over here real quick and go into the 2-hour time frame. Yeah, the 2-hour might be setting up for a sell, but even this, I wouldn't necessarily try to play. I would just try to stay on that 4-hour, or just stay in the sell that you're in right now. Okay. USDCHF. So this was an intraday trade that I had taken last week. Took an L. It is what it is. Can't win them all. Lost 31 pips. Lost about 0.5% off of this trade, personally on my account. But so UCHF, again, I was saying some similar things. Like you see the dollar signs there. When I put those dollar signs there, that means that these are equal lows. I feel like there's going to be liquidity to the downside where price is going to just go and grab it. And so, I mean, that's exactly what I feel like happened. Now price is back up because I think it was just a 1-day thing. Yeah, it was a 1-day thing where price dropped this low and then it came back up. I am in a swing buy. I'm not going to lie to anybody. I am still in this long position right here. Price faked me out, but with the way how price just moved, I feel like this is going to probably end up going bullish. I'm not too crazy over the way how that wick is to the upside after this big bearish candle on the daily time frame. So that's something I'm definitely watching out for. The weekly candle, however, I'm going to actually hide my drawing, is showing a doji, but again, I don't like how price is under that 50 EMA like this. So that's something I'm going to be watching for. I'm still going to be in the buy. Nonetheless, I'm still feeling that this is going to go bullish. So I'm still in this trade. I'm in currently, how many pips drawdown? Currently in 25 pips drawdown. Overall, this is a 88 pip move. And if, again, risk 1%, that's how the game usually goes. Just 1% of your account, 1 to 3%, whatever you feel. But overall, with UCHF, just based off of how I want the other pairs to play, I need this to retrace. But the only thing is that it's making lower highs and lower lows, and it hasn't necessarily broken any structure. If it broke through here at 0.91950 or something like that, that would be better for a possible trade, because like this buy right here definitely didn't play out. Like this was the loss, and it's fine because like I said, I would like to show my losses well, not my losses in my actual account, because nobody needs to know how much money I'm making. I feel like that's just personal info when it comes to how much money someone makes, but social media has changed that, right? Anyways, actually, that's a different topic for another day. But anyways, I really do like this setup what we have right here. We have this potential retracement to the downside if that's what price is going to do, and then continuation. That's what I would love to see play out on UCHF for me to get like the possible second entry. I'm not gonna lie though, if price did come down here, I'd be sweating. I'm gonna be sweating, but I would still want to see a play like this before I try to get into another position. If not, I'm just gonna stay in my swing buy and just play on that, you know? So add alert, create. Gonna go ahead and look at RB real quick. So 1 hour time frame, I'm pretty sure it's calling for a buy. Yeah. So what I would probably play out on this, same thing. Wait for that retracement, continuation to the upside. Probably the best looking RB that I've seen this whole analysis so far, on the 1 hour at least. 4 hour time frame, still very far away from it, but not that far, to be quite honest. Daily time frame, rejecting off of that upper danger zone. I like seeing that a lot. Possible reversal right there. And weekly time frame still hasn't called for the sell, but it's looking suspect. So I'm going to be watching for that this week. But overall, this is what I would want to see on UCHF, just like a retracement down to like 0.91326 and 0.91200. That will be a good zone to be looking for buys on UCHF. So let's see how that plays out. I'm definitely feeling the, where's that? Oh yeah, this if price comes to like 0.91240, that's solid as heck, man. I'm definitely taking that trade. So we'll see what happens. Let's go on over to tacos, USDMXN. This is been going crazy, man. Who's still in this buy with me? If you've been listening to my analysis, been talking about this buy for quite some time. Price is up 415 pips, man. 415 pips. I said it again. I still expect this thing to keep climbing, you know? I had said over on an intraday type of level, I wanted to see a retracement so I could get a second entry. You see how close price came for me to get a second entry? Didn't end up happening. It is what it is. Still happy about the trade nonetheless. Held at that buy box nicely. So let's see what USDMXN is going to do next. Overall, what I'm really trying to see is for price to do something like this before. Let me go to the 4 hour time frame. Actually, let me look at the daily real quick, because I want to see what these candles are looking like on the daily. Okay, good bullish candles. I like seeing that on the daily. Weekly time frame, bullish engulfing compared to last week's. That's what I love to see, man, because remember last week I was saying I'm not really crazy over how that weekly candle looks, but I'm still gonna stay in the trade. Glad I stayed in it. Let's get it. Overall, what I would want to see at this point is this price is gonna come back. It's gonna come really close to my entry, I'm not gonna lie, which I'm not gonna be a fan of. But 20.28856, it'd be where I would look to get back into a second entry. I'm probably gonna have to alert and say, yo, because on the lower time frame, I'd be looking for, if a play like this had ended up happening, be like, I'd be like, okay, we gotta definitely be watching what USDMXN is doing, because it could potentially take us out of this trade. But overall, man, I mean, 415 pips, a solid price. I still expect it to keep going higher. These are my other targets. Let's see what's gonna happen with old USDMXN. Solid, super solid play. Okay, 1 hour time frame, extremely bullish. 4 hour time frame, extremely bullish. I wasn't even looking at arbitrage on USDMXN at all last week. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would have gone in a second. I would have probably tried to, no, I wouldn't. Because the breakout happened right here and price just kept going and they were retraced. Daily time frame, still calling the buys. And the weekly, man, let me tell y'all, this is what made me really call this sell. I mean, that buy. After I saw price come right here, I was like, oh yeah, buy this thing. Buy it. So, to the moon. All right. Let's go on over to Goldilocks. This was a massacre last week. Gold was a massacre last week. Like, for those who took the first trade, it ended up hitting take profit 2 off of the move. After it did this retracement, I'm like, yo, after this price gets to this retracement, I'm looking for sells again. Got back in it. Price ended up coming to TP3. Phenomenal, dude. Like 318 pips on, 320 pips basically on gold. Like, and it was called both next wave, both DeFi domination. I know my man's Marcus, he called that out as well. Like gold, it was just, it's a vibe. But anyways, let me get rid of all this over here. I wish there was a shortcut button for a hide. Be awesome. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and delete these arrows. Like, but don't you love how it just like it literally followed it? Might have climbed up a little higher than anybody would have wanted it to, but still. And again, this was the play that I was looking at, right? I was like, okay, price from this high to this low, or no, it wasn't this low. It definitely was not this low. From that high to this low, price retraced, come over here, enter at 1802 or 1804. Stop loss at 1815, the same stop loss, push it to the downside. That was the play. It was fire. So now let's go over here and look at the daily. Daily time frame still bearish. Overall, if price does go bullish, this is the only thing I'm saying for gold. If price does go bullish, I still would expect 1849, basically 1850, 1851 to go and get a hit. Because again, just like with gold, just like with Euro USD, there's equal highs up here on this daily, but this is on the daily time frame. So that's something even more something for you to watch, right? But definitely, if this doesn't hold, then I expect price to come up to 1850 and then start to look for sales, right? But that's not going to happen right now. Look at the weekly time frame. Price is still holding this 50 EMA, but it kind of looks like to me it wants to like go above it. So that's another thing to watch out for with gold. And again, this is a potential area where price can literally go bullish. Right now on the 4-hour time frame, we can argue and say for sure that price is looking like it wants to change structure right here. After breaking through this higher low right here, that's what's currently under, it looks like it might be changing structure. However, I cannot ignore from this low to this high that price is just bouncing off of both the 78.6 and 71% fib. I cannot ignore that. So ultimately, what I would probably say I would want to see on gold if I were trying to get in a sell again is I would have to see price come up to like 1801 and then fall to the downside, because that would be from this low, from that high to the current low, price would be coming up into the fib zone, and then that's where I would be looking to sell. So this would be what I would be looking for the sell opportunity on gold. I'm not looking to sell it where it's currently at right now. I would only try to sell it if price came back up to the sell box. So we'll see what happens with gold. Overall, it's rejected. Let me get rid of this fib real quick. Overall, from this high to this low of 1721, price retraced. It's come up to 78.6, held very nicely. If anybody would have taken the swing sell and hold any one of these three positions, you'd be up right now. And this kind of looks like it just wants to keep going to the downside. Because overall, I still want to see 1652 get hit. There's these equal lows just as much as there are these equal highs up here. There's these equal lows down here that I feel like either A, they're going to get ramped through before gold ultimately goes bullish, or B, price is just going to keep falling. So that's what I'm looking at overall for gold. Christmas is coming up, and I've always, as my personal experience as a trader, I've noticed that during Christmas time, that's when gold starts to go bullish, which is so weird. I'm going to the weekly time frame just to observe, just to show that observation. I drawn. So let's just go back all the way to 2018. Okay, right here. September, October, November, December, right here, December 3rd. You see how price after that starts to go, it's just like overall, like I said, during Christmas time, for some reason, gold likes to go bullish. Now let me go over here towards 2019. Where are you, gold? I mean, it's in an uptrend overall, but still. December, look, it's at these lows during December, but then pushes up into 2020 and then starts to keep going higher. Did a very far retracement to the downside off of that 50 EMA. But then now let's go over to 2021 during gold, or let's go to August 2020. Sorry. So this is November 23rd. This is December. Or this is like November 30th, basically December 1st week, right? Price starts to go a little bullish, but then ends up falling. So I've noticed that during Christmas time that gold usually tends to go bullish. Right now on the 50 EMA on the weekly time frame, I cannot ignore the fact that gold is still holding under the 50 EMA. That's still something big. So the sells, I'm still here for them, but price is definitely in an area where it could turn around. And so the only thing that I would say for me to get into a sell, if you are not already in one, is waiting for 1801.3 and then look for a sell. That's all I would say. Or if you get a little retracement of where price is currently at, down to like 1776, you want to take the buy, by all means, if you're feeling bullish. Because again, like I said, during that Christmas time, I feel like gold goes bullish. Let me see. I'm gonna observe that this year as well. It's just something that I've observed throughout my whole trading career. I'm like, interesting. Gold is bullish. Happened another year? Happened another year? I'm not gonna go back to the years that I haven't been. I'm not gonna go back to the years that are like way too far for me to be looking at. But you know, this is what I'm looking at for gold. Let me go ahead and put this alert here. Add alerts, create. All right, let's see what goes down. S&P making higher highs. Need I say more? Yes, let me delete all of these. I was trying to get into a sell, and I'm just being honest. I was trying to get into a sell. My stop loss got hit immediately after my stop loss got hit. And if you follow the next thing on Telegram, you would have seen that. As soon as my stop loss got hit, right here, just take a look at it. As soon as my stop loss got hit, boom, price wouldn't have hit my take profit the very, very next day. I was pretty upset at that, not gonna lie. But anyways, S&P all-time highs have been hit. Not surprised. I'm expecting price to just keep going bullish. And so yeah, these things are built to buy. They're BTB, built to buy. Honestly, like these things are drastically built to buy. I mean, and then a good entry would have probably been from this low to this high for the buy. I don't even know why they pay attention to that. I really don't. This would have been a perfect entry for buy opportunities. But now price is just gonna go and take out those highs, or not take out, but that's where price is gonna go to next. So, but overall, man, hey, this thing is just bullish as hell, and it's gonna keep going. No reason to try to trade it. This is US 30. I didn't trade US30, I was only trading S&P, but it was basically the same thing. Whereas I could have just tried to get an entry over here at those 50 EMAs, where from this low to this high, price made that retracement. It would have been a nice 78.6 entry. It gave me basically a whole day to try to enter that, and then boom. But it's all right. We'll see what happens with US30. I believe that all-time highs are going to get hit this week. If it doesn't, I'd be extra surprised. But yeah, that's, like I said, I was trying to look for the retracement down to those lows. I don't think that's going to happen quite yet, unless these equal highs get like hold and the price ends up dropping. Then yeah, for sure, I'll look for that like within the next couple of weeks. But other than that, those things are bullish. Arbitrage is not calling for any type of sell opportunities or buy opportunities, I promise you. All right, Le Bitcoin. First of all, I need to, hold on, give me a second. Close the trade. I had totally forgot about this Ripple trade that I got into this weekend, and it's just been going sideways. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. All right, so Bitcoin. I was saying that I wanted to see this drop happen, which price didn't go up all the way to where I wanted to, which was kind of upsetting for me. But then once that played out, I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to see from where price really took off and made new all-time highs, the retracement. Look what price did. Price literally came and left a wick down at the 78.6, 71% fib, and 61.8% fib. Came there perfectly, and it left a wick there for seconds. I'm gonna go on to the 1 minute time frame. Just so that y'all can see this. Wait, I don't think y'all will be able. I would think I'll be able to find it on the 1 minute. Hold on. Even on the 5 minute. See the amount of volatility that came up in here. But let me go on to the 1 minute, see if I can find this. Same price. Nope. There we go. Price wasn't even down here for seconds. Because even on the 1 minute time frame, you see the wick. Price was not down there for like a whole minute. It was down there for seconds, and literally came back up and said, I'm taking off. Because 3 minutes later, it was already above the 61.8. By the time I looked, it was already 5 minutes past the spike. I'm like, I can't even buy this anymore. Even if I wanted to, I don't even think I'd be able to have gone in on time. So overall, I mean, Bitcoin's been making me sound like a fool, me trying to look for sells. But I feel like if price just holds above where I had drawn this up, then it's probably going to end up taking off to the upside, you know? Overall, from that big wick, if I do get this type of opportunity, then I'm going to go ahead and probably end up getting into a buy. Is if price comes back down to the likes of like 58,350 or something like that, then I'll look for it to like go back up to at least the equal highs. But I feel like it's gonna go much more. But I feel like it's gonna go much more higher than that. So I'm gonna leave this over here. Buy box. Now, this is for the buys. This is what I'm looking for buys. I'm not gonna come on here, do an analysis, and just because prices are being bullish and everybody talking about crypto, that I'm not gonna talk about what the potential for a sell will look like. But I'm looking for buys right now because, like I said, Bitcoin's been making me look like a fool. And even if I do take a buy and I lose, guess what? I'm only gonna lose like 1% or 2% of my account. Not like I'm freaking doing this on exchanges, because again, when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum, as of right now, these prices, I do not recommend trying to buy at these prices. We're talking about Ripple at $1.09. Absolutely, absolutely. Because if it drops to 50 cents, then it's absolutely. But yeah, price has still been holding at these all-time highs. Still not really caring about how price left that wick up there on the weekly, but I'm going to go ahead and take off drawings and then look at what this looks like. And then I'm seeing a doji candle here. The candle's going to close in 4 hours, right? I just wanted to see what that candle was going to look last week. I wanted to see what it was going to close at, but I feel like this candle isn't going to go anywhere higher than 61,000. I personally feel that way. Let me see where 61,000 is at. Yeah, I don't think price is going to go up to that high, which price is still in this range. And again, what happened last time where price just left that wick, never again back up there, I don't want to see something like that happening again here. And another thing, if we're going to the daily time frame, let's just turn this around now. From that high, I'm going to show you guys every single move that played out on the fibs before the price to the downside. So I had pointed this out last week. From this high to this low, price retraced, came to the 78.6, ended up dropping to the 61.8 extension, and then we'll go on to the 4-hour time frame. Or actually, you know what? No, let me not do that. So from this high to these lows, price came very close to the 61.8, very close to 61.8, but it never came up there. So I would not have gone into that opportunity. And then from this high to this low, oh, that would have been nice if that was what it was. To this low, we can see that price came to the 71%, 78.6%. Came a little bit higher, then ended up dropping. So as of right now, it's pretty much following some pretty good structures for a sell, quite honestly to me. But overall, on a longer point of view, I mean from a higher time frame point of view, what I would want to see for a potential sell would have to be from this high to this low, price retracing up to like 64,500. That's what I would have to see. And then if price holds here, I'm like, oh yeah, sell this thing. And if I sell it, I'm not talking about sell in your exchanges. I'm talking about selling on your exchanges. I'm talking about sell margin trade wise. Then if price gets up there, and depending how fast it gets up there, like if I see just like a bullish candle from this right now goes up there, I'm not selling it. I'm saying that right now. So that's for Bitcoin though. I'm feeling kind of bearish on it at this point, but I want these buys way more than the sell. So I'm just gonna leave that up there. And then right here is where I would like some sells as well. I mean, some buys. So that's for the Bitcoin. Let's go on to arbitrage, weekly time frame. Oops, what am I doing here? Sorry. Weekly time frame on arbitrage. What happened there? I don't even know. Called for the buy last week. That's interesting to see. I want to see how this plays out. That might mean all-time highs coming, and more all-time highs are coming, which I wouldn't be against so hard. But my thing is this right now, right? My thing is this: halving happened 2020 in May. That's when the halving happened. We started seeing the bullish moves really start to take place. I'm not gonna say in March of 2020. I would say more that but the bullish move really started in March, but I'm saying like we didn't really see huge volatility in the market until November, December-ish. So since tomorrow is November, definitely going to be paying attention to if price is going to start like making like how it was last year during November. Like let's go ahead and even take a look back at what happened last year in November. And remember, this is on a daily time frame. This is in October, called for the buy. Started going up. November, this is all November. November was just extremely bullish. And that's when $20,000. That's when in December, before Christmas came, prices were making these all-time highs and skyrocketing. So we definitely want to pay attention to what the market is going to do. It's been a year since it's about to be a year since price has broken through its previous all-time highs. You definitely got to pay attention to that anniversary date. But if price can continue making these bullish moves, why not? Daily time frame is setting up for a sell. That's all I can say. 4-hour time frame currently is holding under the lower danger, under the RSI line, but it's holding at the lower danger zone. So I wouldn't be so mad if price came down to 58,700 and stuff like that. I wouldn't be mad. I would be like, okay, let's get it, right? 1 hour time frame, still calling for sells, but overall, again, if anything, I would just want that retracement down to 58,700 so that we can possibly get some buys in. Okay, let's go on over to Zeripo. Been consolidating for the past month and a half. Awesome. Overall, I'm just like whatever with this pair because I really do like the way how it did this play right here. This like most recent bullish move that it made from back down to September 21st to the high of October 10th. Wait, what the heck? Oh, there it is. I do like how price came down, hit the 71% fib, which I was not paying attention to, and then ended up going bullish. But it came back up to and left a wick on the daily time frame, which I'm not liking. Like it really did all that, and it hit that 23.6 zone where like these highs have been breached as well. And you know, I'm just like, is this thing gonna sell? Because it's showing a lot of signs that it's gonna drop off more than it's gonna buy. So from this high to this low, price hit that 71%, left the fib there. So that's why I'm just like, okay, are you gonna sell? What's gonna be the play on you, Ripple? But honestly, I'm not feeling comfortable trying to trade this at this point in time. If anything, what I would probably say is if this is gonna do what Bitcoin is gonna, if it's gonna fall Bitcoin, price come back down to 1.2331-ish and then go bullish is what I would look for the buys. If you're gonna be trying to play them, I guess, you know, but it's just, I'm not feeling it. I'm not really feeling it like that. Like again, that would be the play that I would be looking for if I'm looking for the buys, but it's just not the greatest again, you know. 1 hour time frame, it is calling for it did call for a buy right here. It's kind of looking consolidating-ish, so I'm not going to trade it. 4 hour time frame, again, it looks consolidating-ish. Doesn't really look the greatest to me. Daily time frame, it called for that buy right here. It's been holding above that RSI line, but again, the wicks to the upside are not amusing. I'm not feeling those wicks. And the weekly time frame, I mean, it's looking now more than ever like it's setting up for a potential sell then. And like I said, now more than ever. But again, with Ripple, I want to see the buys more than the sells, but I feel like the price is just going to end up selling, especially leaving that wick to the upside like that after making bullish move and then dropping like that. It's not the greatest look to me. Ethereum. Ethereum. I was looking for sells on this, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna wait on it. I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna delete everything on here, honestly. Okay, so Ethereum made all-time highs. That's wonderful. Love to see it. But the way how it's just leaving this wick up here, it's just making it seem a little suspect to me, but I would rather see the buys on this play than sells at this point. I see that it's holding at this 50 EMA on the 4-hour where the structure is at. But if I were to buy this, I'd have to see what the price action is looking like when price comes down to like 4,061 or something like that. That's what I would have to see on Ethereum for me to get into a short-term buy or anything like that. And even that is kind of like, it's kind of sus. It's kind of sus how it just went and made all-time highs, but they came right back down a couple hours later. So definitely want to see what it's going to do at these levels. It's going to be interesting, but that's all I have for Ethereum at this point in time. I want to see something like this. If it's really going to make these all-time highs in November. But again, I just want you guys to remember what I was talking about with Bitcoin, that it's about to be a year since Bitcoin's all-time highs have been hit, and they kept going higher. I just want you to know that. Ethereum, 4-hour time frame doesn't look that great to me. Daily time frame has just been extremely bullish. Weekly time frame, I know it's extremely bullish. It never called for a sell. So the 1-hour time frame is the only one that's really bearish on Ethereum. I'm pretty sure the 2-hour is as well. Yeah. So just gonna be patient on these cryptos, man. I really would want to see a buy on them versus a sell at this point. So especially the way how Bitcoin did this drop like that, yeah, definitely want to see that buy more than sells. Okay, GBP USD. Last week I had called this sell live on Tuesday. Fire, super fire sell. Price ended up dropping a total of 153 pips after playing games. And you know, I do expect this to continue dropping. Like, let me go ahead and I mean, this is what the TPs are. Again, check out my analysis that I did on Tuesday if you want more reference to this trade. So, oh, what am I doing? No. I just want to hide this. So, one thing that I'm going to be definitely paying attention to on GU, however, is, again, just like with everything else, wherever it's going to stop at, although it's like it came in held at this zone, which is so funny that it did that. Overall, no. There we go. Overall, I would the safest I would feel about this sell, no lie, is if price came down to 1.35314. That's when I'll feel the safest about it, because then you would be able to take a good amount of profit before trying to say that, oh, okay, well, I'm going to look for buys and stuff like that. But price can turn around at this zone, right where it's at. Let me hide this. Price can literally turn around at this upcoming zone is at but the way how it fell with that speed, no thank you. I'm not looking for sells, because that's just like, okay, at this point it's probably going to end up looking for buys. Ultimately, what I would want to see on GU, if I would try to get into additional sells, would be this retracement. Retracement to the upside, and then a continuation to the downside. That's what I would have to see on GU at this point for me to try to get in, or maybe even something like this from a higher time frame point of view. But yeah, that's what I would have to see for me to get into GBP USD sell. I'm pretty sure the 1-hour, 2-hour are very much bearish. 4-hour time frame, very much bearish as well. Never ended up going for the sell. That's probably another reason why I ended up getting in. Daily time frame price is right at that upper danger zone. You want to pay attention to that, but I'm still feeling bearish on this, like I said. And weekly time frame, it's been bearish. I want to see this burn. GBP AUD has been going to work to the downside. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I was not expecting this play from so long ago. I don't know how many of you guys remember when I had talked about this. First of all, this swing, I'm so glad I never got into it. I'm just like, I'll rather get into the intradays rather than a swing buy on GA, because that's what it just looked like. But you guys remember this play? From that high to this low, the way how price dropped, I'm like, this looks like it might fall. Never gave me an entry up here at my 71%. Ended up falling, and it's already hit take profit. Like, it's already hit like my take profit 3 area. It's about to demolish this take profit 4. So yeah, GA definitely in a bearish state. What I would want to see at this point, wherever this stops at, like on a higher time, like wherever this stops at on a lower time frame, I'm gonna wait for something like this. For me to try to get into a buy, but overall I'm gonna still be looking for sells on GA. Like I'm bearish on it. I'm bearish on it at this point for reals. After it hit the supply and then fell like that, yeah. That's basically all I have for GA. GA, I'm pretty sure on everything but the weekly is bearish. Yeah, daily time frame. This would have been another amazing sell to get into. Everything, like I said, everything else 4-hour wise is all bearish. So GBP JPY. Cool, man. This was another play that I had called on the live analysis. I'm like, yo, if price comes up to this sell box, try to get into that sell right then and there. If I'm not mistaken, let me make sure if I did I call it on the live analysis for free, or did I do that for next wave students? Let me see. November, first of all. That's weird. What the heck? Oh, I am actually super wildin'. Yeah, 26 October. That's when I had called. I'm like, yo, sell opportunity loading as like crazy. Price ended up dropping super hard. I'm like, okay, after that sell, and then this was for those on DeFi domination and on next wave. I was like, after this sell, the retracement, look for sells there. I didn't get my pricing over here at 157.117 like I wanted to, but I got it down here at 156.927, and I'm like, I'm selling it. Price ended up dropping. My stop loss is at break even. I'm letting this thing play out. Now that we've talked about that, have to pay attention to where price is at though. Definitely got to pay attention. I'm leaving those there. To where price is at. 4-hour time frame, if we take a look at it, yes, we do love seeing the bearish candlesticks that we're seeing here. We love seeing these equal lows that we're seeing here, right? Ultimately though, when I'm seeing these equal lows, what do I usually say? Oh, this is a possible drop, breakout, retest, continuation to the upside. Because let's be real here, GJ is extremely bullish, but it has been showing signs of it wants to retrace. It wants to turn around, right? Like I've been saying, I mean, just look on the weekly time frame. Equal highs, been ran through, and price has been holding underneath ever since. If we take off the drawings and you look at these candlesticks, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, GJ looks like it probably wants to fall on the weekly time frame, right? Because right here, both times, boom, we see how we saw those price look like they wanted to go bullish. This looks like it wants to fall. So with that being said, I'm still very much holding these GPJPY sells, and I want these to actually burn. But I'll be watching for something like this though. If price does break out to the downside, comes right back up, I'm gonna be like, that's not a good look, not a good sign. But we'll see what goes down on GJ, right? 4 hour, 1 hour, all of them, they are definitely bearish, and this is the same thing I had drawn last week. I mean, there's the play. I would probably say if you took this arbitrage traders, because I know for a fact I talked about this for my arbitrage traders, I would say that if you are still in this sell, make sure that you have at least 50 or 60% profits taken, because price can turn around. But daily wise, still very much bullish on it. And the weekly, I mean, we had called for this buy weeks ago, so that I'm just definitely going to be holding on GJ and seeing what it's going to do next. Last but not least, Euro GBP. I'm actually going to show you guys this sell that I'm in, or this buy that I'm in. Okay. So I've liked seeing this bullish move on EG down at these lows, right? Especially from this bullish move that it made, the retracement, continuation to the upside. I like that idea. However, I do know that price can still ultimately come and hit my stop loss and then turn around as well. I know that that's a possibility. And if it does happen, I'm going to be quite upset. In fact, that's what it kind of looks like it's going to do, based off of the way how that 4 hour candle looks. But that candle is just off of the closing of the week. That last 1 hour candle usually looks pretty bizarre, right? So depending on what price is going to do at this zone on EG, I might get out early and wait for price to come in, actually like go down to 0.84185 and then get into another buy. Or if price does hold here, I'm going to just take it to the upside. I mean, it looks like a solid play to me. I do like the opportunity or the idea of buying EG because I'm selling GJ and GU. I don't know why GJ is not marked off. And neither is EG. So again, with GU and GJ, me buying them, and GA also falling like how it is, I want EG to go bullish. It's probably acting like how it is because of the influence of the euro, because Euro USD dropped very hard. But again, I want to see EG go bullish. 1 hour time frame, or let me go out to the daily time frame real quick and see what the candlestick's looking like. It is kind of showing like it's bearish engulfing. It's just not engulfing the wick on this candle right here, but it is showing that it's pretty dangerous. And the weekly candlestick doesn't look that bad either. I like the wick that it led to the downside, but the body, how it closed. So yeah, let's see what EG is going to do. I really do like the buy opportunities on EG. So with that being said, everybody, thank you guys for checking out my analysis. I do appreciate it. Again, like, comment, subscribe, do your thing, show some love to us, because we want to be growing. We want to be able to help everybody else out with our analysis, because we know that we can bring immense value to those with just our free analysis. With that being said, thank y'all. Have a good one. Let's make some money this week. I'll see y'all.